Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. Okay, today we go to economics, macroeconomics, unit 3. Okay, we go through the microeconomics. Okay, most of the SL parts now is as a good position to try to learn some economics, macroeconomics. Okay, first we talk about how to do the accounting. Okay, how to count the economic activity. So V11 is about measuring economic activity and illustrating its variations. Okay. First, we talk about national income accounting. How much income is for the whole country. Okay. Economic activity and national income accounting is the first key point. Okay. So just remember one thing: national income accounting only measure the economic activity. It does not affect it. Okay. It gives you the indicator, and the government and the people living there will know how to do. Okay, to cope with it. Okay. First, we have to define a key. What is economic activity? Economic activity is the activity involving producing, distributing, and consuming goods and services. Economic activity can also be divided into primary, secondary, tertiary, and according to the different sector. Okay. But what's economic activity? Money. So economic and non-economic activity. The aim of economic activity is to earn income or wealth. Okay. Or maybe you say no, other people should pursue a more higher aims. Okay, so that is not economic activity. It's provided free of charge. Okay, it's not about money. Okay, it's about other more important things to people. Okay, might be. The same activity can be economic or non-academic in different contexts. For example, teaching. As a teacher involves salary, it is an economic activity. If you do volunteer teaching, then it's free of charge, then this is not an economic activity. But sometimes there's some gray area. In general, charity is non-economic activities, right? For individual. But if the charity is used to decorate the image of the firm, to increase the publicity of the firm, then this charity is distorted, changed, or enhanced, depends on your idea. It becomes an advertisement, which is an economic activity. National income accounting as a measure of economic activity. National income accounting is a bookkeeping system, okay, calculation way, okay, accounting system. Okay. Government use this bookkeeping system to measure the economic activity of the country in a given time period. Always in a given time we have demand supply, right? Important point. Don't forget it. Government also uses the data from national income accounting for policy making. Okay. Different metrics are calculated from the national income accounting, for example, GDP, GNP, and GNI. Okay. For example, in 2008, when the financial crisis happened, the GDP started to drop, indicating the lowering of consumer spending and employment level due to the increase of market volatility. So what did the government do when they observed this thing? Okay. 1 year later, in 2009, US President Barack Obama, after considering the change of the drop of GDP, initiated an economic stimulus package to bring the economy out from the crisis. So GDP, GNP, GNI, this is a good indicator. When it goes down, government do things. When it go up, government move back. Okay. And we have three approaches to national income accounting, you should remember. Okay. Different countries have their own method to collect data for national income accounting. So long as they continue to do so, the data within a country for different times is comparable relatively. Okay. Income approach to national income accounting offers about total income. Okay. Total income, total expenditure, total value. Okay. Different approach. But the income approach to national income accounting is the sum of all incomes earned in the country over a certain period of time. But what is income? Yeah, four kinds of income. Do you remember? Wage, rent, interest, and profits. Okay. Wage is the income from labor, rent is income from land. Okay. In the general sense, okay. Interest is the income from capital, and profits is the income from entrepreneurship. Okay. And the other approach is output approach. Okay. What's the value of the goods and services produced at last? Okay. Output approach. National income accounting is the sum of all actual values of goods and services produced in a country over a certain period of time. And then by this approach, we can divide the national income into primary, secondary, and tertiary sector according to the producer. Okay. Primary sector is the industry involving in the extraction and collection of natural resources, okay, like farming, fishing, mining, and forestry. Manufacturing sector is industry produced, saying end products from natural resources, end products, not services. Service sector is industry providing services instead of an end product. For example, as a teacher, I provide services. I didn't give you any end products, right? Expenditure approach is how people spend money, okay, to national income accounting. By the expenditure approach, national income accounting is the sum of values of spending on all the final goods and services in the country over a certain amount of time. But expenditure, but it is the same way. How you spend money become other people's income, right? It becomes the value, right? Yeah, they're very similar. We'll talk about it later. The component of national income accounting are consumption, investment, government spending, and net export. Okay, consumption is for present time. Consumption is spending on goods and services by consumer. Investment is the purchase of goods that's not for the present consumption, but is used to create wealth in the future. It includes the spending on capital goods and on new construction infrastructure. Government expenditure is the total spending of government in the economy. Net export is the surplus of export from import. Different approach, okay? Remember? Income, output, expenditures, okay? But it's a circular flow of income model. We can see they are correlated. Okay? Circular flow of an income model illustrates the same result by the three approaches, okay? For example, do you remember? Of course, okay? Look at it, look at the downward, okay? Households spend money for goods and products from firms, okay? This money becomes just the income of the firm. Oh, so expenditure and income are similar. Should be the same, right? And firms spend the money to pay for the resources, labor, land, capital, and the stewardship provided by the households. Okay? This money becomes the income of the household. correlated. Actually, the same, right? So in the circular flow model, the species of someone is the income of others. Okay? Of course, there is a multiplier effect by this model. Multiplier is the ratio of the final change in the real GDP to the initial change in spending. Okay? So when we talk about multiplier effect, you remember leakage and injection. Leakage decreases the circular flow of income. The income loss, okay? So they don't flow, they don't multiply anymore. Leakage is the non-consumption use of income in the circular flow of income. It is the portion of national income which is not spent on domestic output and domestic consumption. Maybe for foreign stuff. Example of leakage are saving, taxes, and imports. Okay? Saving is the accumulation of income or resources at present for future use. They don't spend it now, they spend it later, so it stops. Okay. When people save the income, the consumer expenditure decreases, circular flow of income decreases. Imports are goods from foreign country. When people purchase imports, okay, the income goes to where? Go abroad to foreign country, not to circulate in the local country. Okay, so domestic consumer expenditure decreases, circular flow decreases. Tax is the money collected by the government. Okay, it flows from the economy to the government. Okay, for government, then you do some government spending to finance the public expenditures under the injection parts. Okay. When people pay tax, so the income goes to government, the consumer expenditure decreases, circular flow of income decreases. So leakage lower the multiplier effect and the GDP. And from this model, you can have some strange impression. Okay, multiplier effect is stronger in a closed economy. Okay, no export and import. Okay, without government set, low taxation. In a closed economy without a government, there's no export and taxes. Okay. Oppositely, in an open economy with a government, there's export and taxes. Okay. So leakage is weaker in a closed economy without a government. So multiplier effect is stronger there. But we have another problem, right? Without a government, without the connection with the world. Okay. So when spending and investment increases, there will be large amounts of successive increase of income and spending afterward. Okay. Real world example is negative. In Japan, households have a high saving ratio. The leakage is high, 25%. The leakage is so strong and the multiplier of spending and income is small in Japan. So the circular flow of income reduces. When was the injection? Injection increases circular flow of income. Contrary, absolutely contrary. Injection is the introduction of income into the circular flow of income. It is the money outside the circular flow of income which is spent on domestic output or domestic consumer. Example of injection, type of injection are investment, export, and government spending. Just the opposite, okay? Not saving, not imports, not the taxation. Okay? It is investment, export, and government spending. Investment is the spending on capital goods and new construction. When people invest, the government gets the money to expand the business, the circular flow of income increases. Export is the selling of domestic goods in foreign countries, so people get money from foreign country. Okay, so when people sell exports, okay, incomes come about from foreign country. The domestic consumer expenditure increases, circular flow of income increases. Government spending is the total money government spend in the country they inject it back. Of course, it's from the taxation. Right? When government spend money, it becomes as income in the society. The circular flow of income increases. For example, this fact is just key, especially about the injection. After recovering from the Great Depression in 1929, U.S. government cut its expenditure in 1937. Circular flow income dropped quickly, and the depression comes back in a year. Crazy. Equivalence of different approaches to national income accounting. So we can say someone's expenditure is others' income, right? So total expenditure and total income should be the same, okay? And the values of the goods and service equals the expenditure spent on them, right? So the expenditure approach and the output approach should be the same. Okay? Summarizing these two arguments, the income, output, and expenditure approaches to national income accounting are equivalent, but be careful, there are different arguments on it. Okay? So national income accounting is we need to do some calculation, very simple one. Net export is export minus import. If net export is negative 0, then it is net import. Okay. Government budget surplus is tax minus G. If tax minus G is negative, means a government deficit. Okay. Okay. Thinking time. Okay. Explain the cancellation of income effects by the increase of government spending and by the increase of import. So they have different effects on incoming effects. Cancel also their opposite effects. So what are the opposite effects and how they cancel each other? Because they're opposite, so they cancel. So just say why their effects are opposites. Okay. Okay. Pause and think. Maybe write down on the paper. Okay. Exam type question. Good job. Okay. Welcome back. But government spending and government spend expenditure to the expenditure becomes the income of the firms. Just increase of government spending increase the income into the domestic economy. You need to name something called income, expenditure, and output. Okay. 3 approaches. You need to talk about one at least. Okay. When households spend money to import, the money becomes the income of the firms in foreign country. The income leads away from the domestic market, so the increase of imports takes away more income from the domestic economy. It cancels the effects of the increase of government spending. So just say government spending increase, imports decrease, so they cancel each other. Okay. Characteristic of GDP. Okay. GDP is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Characteristic of gross domestic products. Okay, gross domestic product is a measure of the values of total output and values of all goods and services produced within the boundary of an economy in a certain time period. What's the important thing? Boundary of an economy is within a country. Okay, so still 3 approaches. In income approach, GDP is a wage plus rent plus interest plus profit. It's the same, but within the country. Okay. In the output approach, GDP is a sum of actual value of final goods and services. It can be primary, secondary, or tertiary sectors. In the expenditure approach, GDP is a C plus I plus G plus X ISM. Consumption, investment, government spending, export minus imports. Okay. In the output and expenditure approach, only the final goods and services are included. Also, the intermediate goods and services are not included to avoid double counting. So find importance. Fine. So calculation of GDP in IBDP only calculation GDP in the expenditure approach. So only have this equation. Okay, and the other one for GNI too. Okay, of course. Real life example. Okay, in the US and UK employs the output approach, while Germany and China employs the expenditure approach. So we can do this thing exactly for Germany and China model. Okay. And then in the early 18th century, 18th okay, the economy of US is mainly agriculture. Later, its economy successfully switched to manufacturing, and its GDP per capita becomes higher than that of UK in late 1910s. Then its economy turned to service industry with the number of employees in service industry overtook that in manufacturing in the late 1950s. Another transition. So from agricultural to secondary to tertiary successfully, increasing its GDP. Okay. Existing countries have a huge range of real GDP, from less than 50 million US dollars to more than 20 trillion US dollars for USA. The ratio is 400%. You mean 400 times. Crazy. Okay, calculation time. Okay, find the GDP if export equals 100 million, imports 40 million, government spending 130 million, and consumption equals 210 million, and investment equals 110 million. Don't just add them up. Subtraction is needed. Pause and do it. Okay. Welcome back. Try your answer. Haha, yeah. imports should be decreased. Okay, so it's 510 billion. Okay. Another concept we call it a gross national income, national by the people there, not by the geographical place, by the people. Okay, GNI includes the effects of ownership of federal possession across the country. Okay, characteristic of GNI. Okay, GNI is the total values of income earned by federal possession owned by the resident of a country over a certain time period. Okay, owned by the residents. Okay, in the previous IBDP curriculum, GNI is also called GNP. Okay, so you may encounter in the old past, but in the new one, it must be GNI, gross national income. Relationship between GNI and GDP. GNI is a GDP plus net property income from abroad. Okay, income from abroad. Remember, more. That's property income from abroad is income of productive resources in foreign country owned by the residents. Okay, minus the income of productive resources in the country owned by foreigner. When net property income from abroad is positive, GNI is larger. Yeah, you earn money from abroad. GNI is larger than GDP by that amount. The equation is this, like this: GNI equals GDP plus net property income from abroad, and then it can be a factor income earned abroad minus factor income paid abroad. Just think about, is it good or bad? Income go inside, income go inside plus income go out that minus. Okay, this tricky question. Be careful. On the GDP, if GNI equals 750 million, so factor income earned abroad equals 45, and then factor incomes paid abroad equals 240. I told you, be careful. Okay, pause and work on it. Welcome back. Be careful. GNI is given. The left hand side is given, not the right hand side. So reversing. So GNI is 90, so GDP has to be larger actually. So thank you for going through it. Do you like the example and the question? What you like it? Comment down there. Okay, I can make more for you guys. Okay. See you for next week. Okay. Bye.